So if you see, this was entered on March the 25th, 2020, 4 days before the next door neighbor across the street smashed my face in with a baseball bat or a 2x4 or something. I don't know what it was. It definitely smashed my face in. And this is to release all the motion to dismiss, because these are all people that got screwed over, that they don't, apparently says stale cases are overwhelming, and state submits interest of the community or the defendants to pursue prosecution after such a long time. So they're not going to pursue it. They're not going to pursue these. And it said a rise occurred more than 2 years ago before the filing of this motion. So basically, if they don't get you through in 2 years, I guess there's a statute of limitations. This is what this is basically stating. And that's weird. Cause number 20. Judgment dismissed. This was filed 1:35 p.m. This is 1:25 p.m. Court number one. Court number one. But this is weird because you're closing these cases, but it says possession of marijuana. It says that the person got caught with a weapon. It says this person did a DWI. These are things that a DWI you would have. How can you not have evidence? The guy was drunk and driving, right? You pull him over, do his field sobriety and maybe a breath analyzer. How does that not work, right? Possession of marijuana. Well, I mean, did the person have marijuana on them or not? If they did have marijuana on them, then what? Why are you guys? As far as I know, these people don't even really exist. Right? This could be something. All this is, let's put it this way, everything is on paper, and it's all strawman, and everything as far as bonds is, it's all fiction. It's all fiction. So it doesn't matter whose name is on it, as long as the powers that be can put it through however they want. So that's all that really matters. But and why, here's another thing, why is this an actual empty case, right? Because in other words, what you do is if you guys already had cases open, then you would just come back and put the case was closed and give all of the information on it. So maybe they're hiding something here, right? And here's a fact, is that these people are dealing, this is the court, this is the county clerk, county court records. If anything, this should be the last place that there's any suspicious behavior, anything that does not make any sense. See, criminal closed, unknown, charges unknown. However, apparently they knew the charges over here. Dwayne Chisholm had a possession of marijuana charge. I wonder how much they screwed this guy over. How much money how much this guy had to suffer. And then why are they doing this? This is February 1982. Why are they concerned about this now? To the point where just recently in March of this year, they're filing this. and they got all of these empty accounts here. So in other words, they could probably be saying that this thing existed a long time ago, and they could even make up this all. They could make up all of this, huh? Just make it all. And here's another thing: is that I don't know what's that name, right? So it was the judge. However, it should have been printed just like here, Larry L. Forrester, the county attorney. Would that be the district attorney? You know, these people are goddamn. They're a mess. These people are literally a mess, and they make your life a mess. So let's do this. So in other words, these could all be made up. This could, who knows? This signature is not real. It's all blah blah blah. And so they're just looking to try to, they have accounts that they're trying to cook the books. They're separating accounts. They're separating, you know. It's the only thing that makes any sense to me. If this thing was real and legit, I should be able to go right here, right? Right? And it should go and say 1982 or something, right? And you should be able to open it up if this was real. Right? And you should get more than just this, because you have this judgment in every one of them, labeled in February the 11th. Right? You have this judgment on every one of them. So somebody has literally went and put 28037. They wrote it across each one of these. Each one of these, right, was just created. That was just created because that include that this is not a case number that would include all of these people. One main case number that includes everybody inside, right? Why would you do that? So in other words, you can look up every one of these and you'll find exactly the same thing. Why would you do that? And everything else is empty. So in other words, they're just too lazy, I guess, to finish it up. So is it real? And why isn't it in, should have been labeled in the records a long time ago in 1982, right? I mean, it's just common sense. So I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but I know that they sit here and argue, and well, let's put it this way: in every aspect, I've been denied all open records, public records. I've been denied every bit of information. I had a lawyer that was granted to me by the state, and he put in a fictitious notice of representation, and I never spoke to the guy, and then he didn't show up on my first court date. Right, but then they tried to get me into signing things for him on his behalf, and other people were speaking on his behalf with his signature on pieces of paper, and they want me to sign it, and I disagree because I'm not going to, you know. So they just keep pushing, and they just want you to bow down and move into their system in which they've created, and it's all inside of fraud. That's it.